What is going on, everybody? So, I'm getting a ton of comments, some on YouTube and some on social media websites asking, why would you tint your taillights? Why would you even go that dark? And then there's other comments like people are gonna crash into you because they don't see your red lights coming on. Guys, you can definitely see the taillights come on. I'll have to definitely shoot a different video for that. But this video would just be me explaining and walking you guys through basically how to tint tail lights. So, just a quick rundown. Obviously, the red kind of poked out on this pink. So, I was like, hey, we could black it out because we blacked out the trim, blacked out the wheels, blacked out everything on here. So, why not just black it out? And they're like, we can do that. I'm like, yes, we can do that. We just use a tint. So, this tint right here that I'm using is Vivid. So, you guys can, kind of do your own research. There's I want to say a handful of them out there. Maybe Lumar has some like that, but just to tell you guys, this is a dry application. So there is tail light tint out there that you can, use a wet application. So you will have to use a slip solution to kind of squeegee that down and tack it in place. But before I get into all that, let me go ahead and drop you guys the tools that I'm using. This is obviously the tint that I'm using is from Vivid. Obviously, you want to cut it to size, so you need a nice razor. You can do this with a straight razor, that you can just buy at the store. So I have a straight razor. Right there on the top of the hood of the car, I have some vinyl, gloves for actually doing vinyl wrap. So I have those up there. I have my red dot knife up here. You can use that for window tinting and all different sorts of things. And then right next to it, I have a some tweezers. These are some pinpoint tweezers, so they're like pretty fine. They're not angled at all. I have a variety of those tweezers in my drawer. And then obviously what I'm using is a heat gun. And then I am also using my squeegee right there. Now on my squeegee, I have a piece of felt tape on there on the edge, so it doesn't damage anything and scratch anything. It's just an extra precaution. As you can see, this black film that we're putting on here has its own protection on there, and that's why it looks kind of crinkled on the sides. That's just a clear liner. You'll see us pull that back here towards the end of the video. But yeah, as you can see my techniques beforehand, I don't know if you need to stop this video and pause and just go watch it. I'm kind of showing you guys this in real time. So you'll see me go over these edges multiple times. So what you want to do is you want to peel this backing paper off that you saw in the beginning. Lay the film down. Obviously, make sure the surrounding areas of the car is clean itself. Use some isopropyl alcohol or some degreaser. Let it sit. Remove the water, from any edges. You shouldn't be spraying it on too heavy. Hopefully, your car is washed in that area, well for a couple of minutes before you start applying this. So once you lay it down there, you want to peel up one side, so either the left or the right, or top or bottom, whatever, and you want to kind of heat it up. So you don't want to get too close because this film will start to shrink and you guys can play with this for a while. Get a nice roll to play with, extra length, so you have some error to do. But as you heat up that one side, then you can grab the top of the film and the bottom of the film and basically pull it away from each other. So like you're pulling it away from each other as you lay it down. So once you pull it away and you lay it down on there, which you saw me do, that's kind of helping the film stretch and mold into the light. So as you get to this point, kind of where I'm at right here, you want to make some relief cuts, cut off excess film that you don't need that's going to get in the way, and then these edges are pretty much self-explanatory. You want to heat them up all the way, squeegee out the whole light to make sure you get any bubbles out. Now, mind you guys, you will see on some tail lights they have this slight, it's kind of like a small indent on most tail lights. There's either one or two of them. Just let the customer know that's a normal thing. It's just going to show an indent in the film. So That's kind of a normal thing. But as you can see, I'm using my glove because now that I squeezed out all the air, hint, hint, this is a air release film. So now that I squeegee out all the air, I'm just fine lining it with my hand now. You definitely want to have this glove on because you can touch yourself with the heat gun, and this heat gun will, with this glove, it allows the heat gun not to really burn your skin how you would. So squeegee out all the air. Make sure the lines that you're about to cut are pretty precise. Only click out your blade if you're using a red dot, maybe about 2, 3 clicks max. Um, Even before you do this, you might want to take your blade around the entire tail light and make sure you have enough clearance. On this left side, towards my left side that you guys really can't see too well, the tail light and the body panel of the car were kind of super close. So I had to bag out the blade and maybe use maybe about a 1 click on it. So you'll see me kind of take my time with these cuts just to make sure because some of the body panels were touching the tail light themselves. So once you make your relief cuts, you want to make sure it's tightened, and so you want to heat up the film with the gun. Make sure it's laying down perfectly. Rub your finger all around it. Don't go crazy when you start making these cuts. Don't start ripping off the film because you may not cut the film all the way. And that's why you're making these relief cuts. That's why you're cutting and taking your time. Now, this area of the film, guys, tail lights come in different shapes and sizes, so obviously you want to charge accordingly. Cut out a piece that's big enough. But as you can see, this tail light kind of tucks into the body of the car, which you can't see. Sorry, I'm not showing you guys that. But what you want to do is you want to fold that film under there, but then also cut a fine line to where the film would look like it's laid down. Because once you pull that back there, sometimes it wants to bunch up. So just be aware of that. Remember, take your time. Go over it again and again if you need to, if you're not sure. And as you can see, what I just said right here, I'm making that fine line cut, making sure it's precise and laid down smoothly. I'm leaving probably a little bit of a centimeter right there for the film. Now, remind you, this is almost kind of best case scenario. Sometimes you will have to split up doing the tail light in sections. So technically this right here is a two-piece, but I've kind of made it into one because this is such an easy tail light to do. Not all tail lights are like this. So just remember, you have to charge accordingly and kind of look at the tail light or the headlight ahead of time and know kind of how it's going to go because There's some tail lights out there that are getting pretty tricky to do and have a lot of curves to them that sometimes I'll even pass them up. Or, the alternative to that would be actually, I know a lot of people, when I started, I used nightshade tint, which was cool for the time being, but obviously you really can't. The way to take that off is kind of takes a long time to do. So this right here, if you get stopped or if you got to go to the DMV and they say, hey, you can't have that on, you could just really just rip it off. So yeah, take your time. That's kind of one of the downfalls to this, I would say. A lot of people hate it because they think you can't see, but you really can see. I'll have to definitely shoot a video on that soon, just to show you guys when I get another car in that wants that. But this is one of those cool cosmetic, you know, mods that you can do to your car that'll make it stand out and make it look super, super cool and different out there on the road. Now, as you guys can see, I'm coming down to the final stretch of this, and right about here is where it gets thick. So you can see I kind of pull out a little bit or adjust my blade just to get up in there a little bit more. And that's that part, that's that edge right there where the body panel was kind of touching the tail light. And so you always want to be gentle and pull away from where you just cut. Heat those edges up, lock them back down again, and then seal the deal with your finger. Keep going over the whole tail light. And mind you, at this point, now that you're not done, you still want to have that film on there. Now, once you're done, take your tweezers, be gentle because you can pick up the film that you just laid down. Then you have to relay it down and make sure it's perfect. Take the tweezers, be gentle, poke a little hole into the film, and then bam. As you can see, the right side is clearer than the left side. Picking up this second piece right here. And once we're done with that, we're going to lock it all in place with some more heat. We're going to throw some heat around the edges and around the whole light itself. So let me know what you guys think about this video, about this technique, these tools, whatever. Ask me any questions you need to in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer them as fast as I can. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Um, like, share, subscribe, and if it's your first time on this page, go ahead, give me a like, man. Really appreciate it. I've been trying to do more and more videos, more cool videos for you guys. So we'll see you soon.